So my name is Roselya, and this is how I start my day in the trucking life. Always safety first, so your hands have to be on both handles and up the stairs. Once I'm here, I like to turn on the car so it can warm up. Once it's warming up, I come to my tablet. So while I wait that the tablet is updating, I make sure that my PSI, everything goes up to where it's supposed to be. Here it usually has to go up to like 120 PSI, which is the air brakes. So once my app is ready, I log in. So here is my time. So before 8 hours, I have to take a break. I only have 11 hours of driving, but my whole shift consists of 14 hours, which is 3 hours that I have time for them to load me and either load me or offload me. So once I'm here, I go on duty and I start my PTI, which is my pre-trip inspection. Once I start it, usually it's between, we like to do 15 minutes so we could go actually through the truck completely and for safety so that nothing can happen to us during the road. Okay, I changed to my shoes because more safety. We can start with the rear windows. If you see it right here, it'll tell you how much the PSI, which is the pressure of each tire, should have. So the steer axle, which is this axle right here, needs to have at least 110 PSI, and the axles in the back either 95 to 105. So this is the PSI tool that we use to check our tire pressure. It's at 100 PSI, so my tire pressure for my front tire is fine. It has another valve in the back to check the tire pressure from the back wheel, which is right here. So the same thing, same tool, you'll check the tire pressure in the back. Press it, it's at 100 PSI, my front tire is fine. And that's what we do with every single axle. We check our mud flaps. Our mud flaps cannot touch the floor. It has to be 1 inch from the bottom of the floor to the mud flap. Also the reflectors. Right here I'm missing a little piece. The reflectors have to be visible. Also it'll be for the cars in the back, for any safety reason. This is our landing gear. Our landing gear always has to be at least 1 foot from the floor. This is our safety. This is for when the wind, so it doesn't have to tilt the trailer back and forth. This protects us against the wind. The same thing with the wheels. Also, we gotta check that it has no holes, no recaps. Everything is fine. If we have like minor cuts, it's fine. It's not something that the DOT will mandatory put you out of service. But also if you hear something or if the wires are showing, then that's something that the DOT will actually keep you out of service. Make sure our handles and our hinges, everything is perfect. I like to check that leave the trailer clean. If the trailer is not clean, then some people will not unload you. Right here you can have you see little dirt that they leave from other loads. So what we do is we get the sweeper and we sweep this all out. So this will actually go to close our doors. So this will go inside and it's a seal. Also that's for the DOT so that they can know that it wasn't tampered with. Close the door. You also have to be very careful because the wind can push you back and the door will come and hit you. So you gotta be very careful and have good pressure on the doors. And I am gonna show you an imperfection from this truck that right now we're getting it fixed. If you remember on the other side, it had a mud flap, correct? In this side, we're missing a mud flap. So right here, the truck is out of service because if the DOT stops you, we get a violation. It'll be a violation to myself and to the company. So we're trying to avoid that. That's why we do this pre-inspection trip so that we're able to correct these faults before it happens and before we're on the road. Another thing we check too is the airbags. The trailer has airbags so that once we're on the road, you don't feel the tremble of the loads. So that's a plus for us. Here we have the fuel. Always make sure that it's closed, it's fine, because some people tend to open it, tamper with it. If water gets inside, then it's something that will ruin the truck. So right now we're gonna open the hood and see that there's no leaks in the bottom of the hood. All right, now we're gonna start with the left-hand side. This is our oil, that our oil is not above this line right here, because then it requires either an oil change or there's a fuel leak. Listen to our motor is fine. We don't hear any unusual things that should concern us. We go to the other side. Basically, when we add washer fluid, it's mostly in the truck stop because it has a water hose that we can use, or that we can buy washer fluid, liquid fluid. Everything is fine. I don't see anything abnormalities. I'm not an actual mechanic either, but you tend to learn what you have to hear for in your truck. So our last thing is our lights. So we make sure that our lights are working. Right here we have a faulty light, but this truck is going to the mechanic, so everything will get fixed. Our lights on the top are working. We do need to put some bolts in the back. Everything's gonna be done right now with the mechanics. Even if you stop at a truck stop and you're sleeping for 10 hours, the first thing you gotta do is your pre-trip inspection. That'll be all.